Hey everyone, Elbozy here. Welcome to the channel where we deep dive into PvE, that's player versus environment, and configs for ships, and loot box hauls for World of Warships. Tired of all those PvP sniper builds and randoms toxicity? Then this is your spot for co-op crushers and asymmetric monsters. If you got lucky and pulled the brand new Tier 9 Pan-Asian battleship Yimeng from those Update 15.1 loot boxes, fortunately like I did, this video is for you, especially if you're a PvE player. Now my first few sales with this ship were, I would say, a letdown. It definitely needs some build up. But then I flipped the script. I leaned hard into building up these secondaries and beefed up the reload on that AP. Now she shines in bot smashing. What makes Yimeng a PvE beast? Well, she's got two built-in large hills to keep you floating and her game-changing consumable. Something I haven't seen before, the Super Y key. It reduces torpedo damage by 70%. The one thing you do need to watch out with this ship is your broadsides. They are a catch-all for AP. With that said, you will want to just be mindful of that, as well as the turrets are rather slow. The speed is not all that great. In the first couple of slots, I just took the standard build here. Over in the third slot, that's where it's going to be the first important one. We're going to do secondaries to build those up with a 20% range increase as well as and I'm trying to do everything I can to improve the range of our secondaries, because that's also going to affect our ability to have a faster rate of fire on our AP, as you're going to. Over here in the fourth slot, I played around with the propulsion modification, but ultimately settled on steering gears, because really you just want to get this ship up to speed and stay up to speed. As long as you're not bumping into islands and stuff, steering gears is going to be the way to go. It helps you get your ship at an angle so you're able to involve all your turrets, help compensate for the slow moving turrets. And then over in the next slot, take concealment mod, not so much because we need any modification to the detectability range, but really we're looking for that 5% improvement in incoming shells, being able to deflect some of that, help protect our broads. Okay, over in the final slot, we're going to take main battery modification 3 so that we can improve those main battery reload time of down 12%. By default, the ship has a 30-second reload time, I do believe, and I think in the game we got it down into the 21-second range, which is a massive improvement off of the default 30 seconds. So go with main battery modification 3 here in this slot. Okay, so on the ship we have heavy repair teams. You're going to have 2 of those. For co-op, it's not too big of a deal. You're going to be able to handle that fine. When you go into Assym, you're going to have to be a little more careful to keep your survival going. But the great thing about this ship is the Y button. That's when the torpedoes are coming at you at the last second that you can't dodge. Be ready to pound the Y key. It's going to reduce that damage by 70%. There's quite a long cooldown time, but it is a fantastic add-on to your survivability in this game. Lastly, you got some fighters. I've never found these things too effective, but they're there for you. For the flags, overall, you might run, sometimes I run the Sierra mic to get the ship speed up a little bit by 5%. You know, the cost of these do add up, so just use them when you think that they're most applicable to the round you're going to be in. Co-op, a lot of times I may use that just to get into the game, get into the battlefield quicker, because co-op is always sort of a race to get that battle on as quick as you can. It's a race to get the kills and points in before the whole thing is over. And the signal I really like to take on this ship here is, I would call it the Mike Yankee Socks. That is again going to increase our secondary battery firing range, and improve the dispersion again. More on that, which is also going to help our AP as. All right, moving right along over to the commander build. So here I use Yimeng. He doesn't really affect this build much at all. It's going to be too hard to activate this in CoOp or even Assym, probably for that matter. Ship doesn't have torpedoes. I was able to activate the emergency supplies a couple of times in Assym, not always, and even at that is somewhat of a limited value here. I did utilize him because he's better, I think, than the Wrong Brothers on here. You could use any commander. I do like the flares and running the pennant, as well as having a 21-point build. I'm building up that commander X. All right, in the first slot, we're going to want to run with Emergency Repair Specialist. This is the thing to go for here in this first row for this lighthouse build, if you will. Next up, definitely take Grease the Gears. You're going to need that to speed up these painfully slow turrets as much as we can. Then take Super Heavy AP Shells. Gives us an increase of 7.5%. We are going to live in the Super Heavy AP world. We're just going to leave HE alone for. Next up, we're going to go with the long range secondary battery shells. This will improve our range even further. Again, out to that 11 something kilometer range where we're going to do most of our battle at. So definitely take long range secondary battery shells here for this slot. All right, for this next slot, I took Furious. I had debated a little bit about going through using Adrenaline Rush instead, but I believe Adrenaline Rush gives you about a 10% increase in speed of your reload at 50% damage, where Furious could be up to 30% increase in the main battery reload, based on just some general math. Now that may be wrong. Drop down in the comments and let me know how I'm wrong. But I believe either one of those is a great choice. I went with Furious, and it seemed to suit the ship well. Next over, take the manual secondary battery aiming. This is a really cool skill. It has a built-in time. You have to make sure you're using your secondaries, but usually it's not going to be a problem. That's going to increase that secondary battery reload time up to 10% and improve the dispersion. And also, it'll improve your dispersion by up to 50% if you use focus targeting. So hold down your left control key and choose the ship that you're targeting, and that'll improve the dispersion of the attack on that ship. Lastly, I chose Close Quarters Combat to, again, improve the main battery reload time by 10%. Now this is going to be within the range of our secondaries, so that's where we're going to focus all of our battle, is to be inside that 11 kilometer range where we're going to be most effective. All right, for this first round, we're going to go in for a round of CoOp, see how we do. Here's the default camo on this guy. I did speed this up, so try to conserve your guys, or be respectful of your guys' time. I will say with this ship, planning on where your positioning should be is very important. So as you go into the game, look at the points and look at how you want your guns to be, your main turrets to be located as you go on to point. So go ahead and try to get those lined up for your attack early on, as well as plan on which way you're going to go once you get into, like, if it's one of the 3 points, are you going to swing right or swing left? Sort of have a plan so that you can move more efficiently, and that way you'll be able to target stuff quicker and be able to get more stuff, to be able to attack more items. Because there's basically a big race in these CoOp rounds. There's only a very limited amount of time to be able to disperse as much damage as you can. So having a good pre-planning of your next moves so that you're basically getting in position to get your turrets lined up and know where you're headed before you get there. And some of that will come with just experience, knowing the maps. You guys may have already be there. Here we're already in range, and we're watching these secondaries chew into the sky. They're not the greatest secondaries in the world, but they hit pretty hard for a pretty long distance, so I find them pretty impressive. I found this ship effective in co-op definitely. Now I'm exposing a lot of broadsides here. I am paying attention to his turrets. As you can see, he's turning into me now. But I'm always looking at the turrets to see where they're going. Now he's aiming at me. Probably going to take a little bit of damage there. Not too big of a deal. You can get yourself killed in co-op in this ship, but generally it's tinky enough that you should be able to get a good angle in and get a lot of destruction in and not worry too much about getting taken out by broadsides unless you just get surrounded on both sides. Like, you still got to play smart, but you can be fairly aggressive with this ship in co-op. Here where you get all these juicy broadsides right here. Aiming right down at the water line. And it looks like I forgot to aim my secondaries using that control key here when I was playing this round. So be sure to do that. You'll get improved hits on your secondaries. You just hold down the left control key and then your target. You'll get the little icon when you're doing that right. Start up to 150,000 damage here. That's pretty good. Generally in co-op, if I get more than 100,000 damage, I'm feeling pretty good about my game round. And when you are playing this, be ready with the Y key, because if those torpedoes that just came at us, they were going to miss. But if you're going to have to eat a bunch of torpedoes, be ready with the to pounce the Y key. If you got a battleship or cruiser or destroyer or otherwise aiming at you, you suspect tossing down some torps at you. That 70% reduction is massive. Just time it right so that you're able to absorb most of them. Again, you have like 5 seconds that'll run. And after that, I believe it's 150-second cooldown time. So you need to be very careful about the first wave. If you're able to absorb that first wave of torpedoes, then be very wary that you're going to be more on the defense for the next torpedoes, which is another good reason to take, I think, the faster rudder option to be able to spin the boat quicker. And I think this whole match I've pretty much had the pedal to the metal. We've been full throttle. I got 194,000. I played quite a few rounds. This was one of the better rounds I had in the co-op. The ship's definitely capable of doing well. Hey, made the top score there. Did quite a bit of damage to a number of ships. And let's go take a look at a quick round I did in Assym. Asym's my favorite mode. Again, the ship is not fast. Like, this is obviously sped up for us here. Again, I'm getting my turrets into position. Now, probably I was on my own here. If you look at this, I believe the only ship coming into this point. And I got a bit overwhelmed here. You can see I'm getting focused down here. And the ship really did well. I should have been a little more cautious here. And tried to have angled in. Probably hid behind that rock a little bit and tried to focus in on just a few of these ships at a time rather than taking them all on. I'm early on into the battle. I'm going to have to use one of my hills here soon. I've taken a lot of damage. Yeah, I've popped the hill here. Alright, it's getting a little better. We've taken one of these guys down now. This was some pretty exciting play here at the moment when I was doing it. And I had quite a few. I played about 10 rounds here in Assym, and I did well in just almost all of them. It was like we are right there at the edge of getting wiped out right here. Look at the health. What are we down to? I mean, it's like 2,000 something. This is where I decided with such low health, I'm gonna swing back. I'm gonna try to use my enemy as cover from my other enemy. And this guy, he just refuses to die here. And I'm knowing I'm going to bite it here at any moment. This is where I'm hoping I'm going to get behind this guy and try to get the other guy's shot blocked, which happened right there. The lion shot was blocked. I mean, that was a nail biter. That was close. Yeah, it was a fun round. Yeah, we're down to one ship. He's pretty good distance away. We'll see if we can catch up to him. The range on these, the way I built it, the range on these main turrets is 18 kilometers, I think. It's not that great. So again, you really do have to plan your moves out in advance. All right, we didn't make it to that guy. That's fine, but it was a good round. 213,000. I'll take it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments down below. Take care, guys.